Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Sejanus, his fall, and we get to hear from Sabinus today in Act 1, Scene 1. This scene just keeps going on and on, but there's a lot of exposition that we need to get through. And a lot of that exposition so far has been Sabinus and Silius and Aruntius and to some extent Cordus talking about how they really don't like the state of the government in Rome. They don't like that a lot of the people in power don't necessarily deserve to be in power. They didn't do anything good. They're just sycophants and brown-nosers and blackmailers and liars and cheats and thieves kind of thing. And they, Sabinus and Silius and crew, all feel like they are the virtuous ones and they are not welcome in the court of Rome because they are virtuous. They're like, we have no place here. And, you know, the times have changed and people have changed and all this sort of stuff. But then the emperor's son walked through and they're like, you know what? He actually has the potential to maybe be a good leader one of these days, which then sent all of them down this road of nostalgia, talking about Germanicus and what a great man Germanicus was. And yesterday we got to hear Silius talking about like how noble he was and how he encapsulated all these virtues and all of these sorts of things. And then Cordus jumps in and he's like, you know what? Because of like where he was born and where he died and all that, there's like a lot of similarities. I always sort of equated him to Alexander the Great. And then Sabinus jumps in and says, I know not for his death how you might rest it, but for his life, it did as much disdain comparison with that voluptuous, rash, giddy and drunken Macedons as mine doth with my bondman's. All the good in him, his valor and his fortune, he made his. But he had other touches of late Romans that more did speak him. Pompey's dignity, the innocence of Cato, Caesar's spirit, wise Brutus' temperance, and every virtue which parted unto others gave them name, flowed mixed in him. He was the soul of goodness, and all our praises of him are like streams drawn from a spring that still rise full and leave the part remaining greatest. So this is just more praise of Germanicus. He's like, you know what? He is the absolute opposite of Tiberius, the absolute opposite of Tiberius. I'm presuming that the voluptuous, rash, giddy, and drunken Macedon that they refer to is Tiberius in this case, or maybe could be Sejanus. But he's like, you know, he was the complete opposite. His valor and his place in society was earned. He got there himself because he deserved it. But he also had all of these other qualities that, you know, Pompey was known for being dignified, Cato was known for being innocent, Caesar was known for having this great spirit, Brutus was known for being patient. He's like, each of these guys had a trait that they were known for, but Germanicus had all of those traits sort of mixed together. Like he was the best and he made other people around him better because of it. And Aruntius, being ever pessimistic, responds to this by saying, well, like, yeah, people knew that, and that was kind of his undoing. And Sabinus is going to expound upon how once one becomes too big for their britches, they might be a bit of a target. We will get to hear more on that topic in tomorrow's monologue. So I will see you then. Mwah.